Hi, I'm Richard Randall, and welcome to Your Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker, the owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. This is the weekly radio show that informs and educates you on how to buy or sell real estate, and it does it with Colorado's Real Estate Authority, Barb Schlinker. Barb Schlinker is a retired Navy veteran. She is an author. Barb's also a pilot, and Barb and her team enjoy all that Colorado and the Front Range have to offer. Barb, great to be talking with you. Kick off a new year here now. We air Your Real Estate Voice every Saturday, and if you can't listen to the entire show, remember it's always available on Barb's site, barbhasthebuyers.com, or just put it in a search engine on one of the podcast, iHeartRadio, Spotify, etc. You'll be able to find it there. What are we going to be talking about this week?
Well, the first thing we're going to talk about is what's happening in the real estate market. It's really interesting how quickly things change from boom to bust. I'd say we're in the middle. We might be booming a little bit in 2024, so I can't wait to get into that. We're also going to talk about what home sellers most want from their own real estate agents when selling a home. And then one of my favorite topics is what are you going to do? The top reasons why a house is not selling and what can you do about it? Because we get questions about this every week in our office, people calling, asking for our help if they have their home on the market or had their home on the market and it's just not moving. And sometimes it's not their fault. In fact, most of the time it's not their fault. And then the very last topic is a fun one, is the top things that home sellers love to get from buyers in their offers. And as always, I love talking about our hot new listings. Sure.
Very hot new listings. Barb, so as people are busy right now for the holidays, getting into the new year, this is a great time for folks to plan their next year. What are your sources telling you about where the real estate market is heading this year?
Well, right now, Richard, start of a new year, the rates dropped down at the end of 2023, a good 0.5%. But for some reason, the buyers weren't buying it. So the end result was that half the home sellers in this current market have reduced their prices to get a sale. Now, what does that mean? Today I just walked a client through a pricing strategy. And I said, look, if you look at historic sales, similar homes are at a price higher than what we're seeing right now. So the thing to do when you're in that situation is make sure that you price the home, what I call very realistically, versus looking back and saying, oh, my neighbor got so much more, because it may not work. And you have to focus on all the factors: condition of the home, what does your competition look like? You have to look at similar sales because you have to prove the value. But here's the problem with the rate still being high and the fewer available buyers in the market, you have to be priced right and you have to be marketed right. And buyers are extremely picky. The good news is we're going to see inventory creep up a little bit more this year. I think there's going to be some people more willing to sell their house. You know, they kind of held on to their homes in the past year or two when they saw the rates go up, just because it was unaffordable for them to go to the next step. But we found solutions, and I think it'll be okay. So what we will see with more inventory, meaning available homes, will be more choices for buyers, more competition for sellers, but we'll also see more pending sales. So I did a little graph. I looked back at the same time a year ago at the statistics, just to see where we're at, what happened on the year. And I was surprised at the numbers that I came up with. First of all, in terms of the median and average price, the median price was very close to the same. The average price did go up about 4%. So prices are going up from where they were back when the Fed initially stepped on the gas with interest rates. Now, there's lots of rumors. I heard on the news today that they're probably going to maybe cut interest rates. The Fed may cut the interest rates maybe at this next meeting, which would be great. And if we see rates go down, particularly watch for it if you go with a 5 in front of it, even 5.9, it's going to cause buyers to really jump on it and say, all right, this is my chance. I'm going to get in and buy now. One thing that kind of surprised me is that the average days on the market went up substantially. It went from 40-ish days a year ago to 100 days. Now, that days on market number has to do with the homes that are selling. There's a certain percentage of homes that don't sell, right? Or they take it off the market or they wait. And the number of price reductions is actually reduced from a year ago. And a lot of that has to do, if you look back at what happened in December of 2022, we had just come off the fastest rise in interest rates ever in our history. And everybody was still kind of, aligned with prices that we saw when the rates weren't high. So what happened was we did see a lot of people having to adjust their prices just to get their homes sold. But we're still seeing about half of the home sellers reducing their price right now. When I did this exercise this morning with this client, we took a hard look at what's available. And it doesn't have to be an identical type of home, similar size maybe, but within 2 miles, sold in the last 90 days. So we looked at those. We also looked at any kind of floor plan, what's available in that price range. So that question is, what does your competition look like? Really, really important information. And you wouldn't believe how many home sellers I speak with that when they say that they sat down with their former agent who did not sell their home, they never went over any of this stuff with them, which is just shocking to me. But when you go through these exercises, you have to really carefully look at, okay, how am I going to compete with the current homes on the market right now? And we found that some people had started way high and very slowly walked the price down. And the net result was they netted less money when it finally did sell. You're better off being very more realistically out of the gate and not having that pain point of slowly walking the price down. And even the National Association of Realtors did a study on that and found that if you do that, if you slowly walk the price down, you're going to net less money. Average days on market has gone up, but the rents are expensive too. So I think we're kind of at a point right now where if somebody's thinking of buying a home, yes, their payment is probably going to be higher than rent, but they're going to own it. They're going to have an asset that is going to go up in value versus just throwing your money away to your landlord. So that's why home sellers right now really have to have all of what I call the 4 Ps absolutely correct, meaning prepare your home, try to make it look as nice as possible, pick the right agent. That's absolutely critical because there are some agents that don't really look hard into how to position the home and pricing, how to help a seller prepare, and how to market it appropriately to attract all the buyers. And that's the promotion part, which is absolutely critical. And then if you'd like to get a report on tips on what to do to get your home ready for sale, you can go to my website, barbhasthebuyers.com, and click on the green button that says free reports. And there's all kinds of reports on there. The one I'm featuring for this segment is called the top 7 tips to get your house ready to sell for top dollar. Go to barbhasthebuyers.com or call us at 719-301-3900. But in general, what we've seen in the past 6 months has been a pretty good drop in prices. But if you compare it across the whole year, it's a net increase of 4%. It's kind of weird numbers, but basically that's what's going on. So keep an eye on interest rates. If we see them drop, buyers, you better get out there and jump on the homes that you like. And sellers, get your homes on the market because it's going to be a good time to do it. Also keep an eye on rates. Right now, they're at 6.75%. If we see them come down into the low 6s, I think we'll see a drop in inventory because buyers are going to be snapping it up. And you got to think about new construction as well. Brand new homes are very appealing for buyers. Why? Because everything's new. Many times they don't have to do any kind of upgrading and improvements. Sometimes some builders actually are including everything. I mean, air conditioning, garage door opener, even landscaping. All they have to do is move in, drop their stuff, and get on with their lives. So it's very compelling. And a lot of buyers will opt for that versus going for a dated home that needs work. So you have to take a look at those as well. And that's why the builders have picked up over 33% of market share in the past couple of years. It used to be at 14%. So they've doubled their sales because of what they have to offer. And they have the scale to offer things like buy down of interest rates to get the buyers to sign on the dotted line. My name is Barb Schlinker. I'm the broker owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, and I'm also the host of the show, Your Real Estate Voice. And what we're talking about right now is where's the market going in 2024 and what buyers and sellers should be doing. And when we come back, we're going to talk about kind of how you should prepare for this year's market. And if you are thinking of making a move, give us a call, 719-301-3900, or go to barbhasthebuyers.com. Richard?
Barb, we're discussing the current real estate market and how people can be prepared if they want to buy or sell. So tell us, what should home buyers and sellers expect and do in a market situation like this one?
Well, I think we're going to see low inventory or low available homes as the new normal for at least 10 years. And there's a lot of reasons for that. Some of it has to do with the fact that a lot of people bought with these crazy low interest rates. I've talked to people that had like 2.5% fixed for a 30-year, or even less than that for a 15-year. And so if they decide to make a move, they have to factor in the current rates, which are 3 times as high as they were back then. And in any market, no matter what's going on, buyers are going to jump on the best deals. I just had 2 properties last week that had 15 offers because they were priced well below the market, very, very realistically. And the net result was they got over asking price. So according to some of these lenders and experts out there that are looking at the statistics, I guess the answer to how's the market is it's kind of right on the line between a seller's and a buyer's market. Buyers are getting some concessions, not a lot. It really depends on the seller's motivation, but the sellers are also at the same time getting their price if the home is priced right. So if you're a buyer, don't wait for interest rates to bottom out. I would just be looking for the home that you want and jump on it right now. As we see rates go down, those homes are going to get snapped up and you'll have more competition. And if you're a seller, the best answer is be ready to position the home to be the best home on the block in your price range when you go on the market. Work on things like curb appeal, update that tired flooring, fix broken stuff, neutralize dramatic paint. And that's part of what we do. We offer a free in-home consultation with home sellers that are thinking of making a move. And basically what we do is we sit down with them, we take a look at their home, we give them tips on what to do and what not to do to get their house ready for sale, go over all the closing costs, give them a really good idea on what they will put in their pocket when it sells, and then we go from there. But picking the right team to sell your home is absolutely critical. We also will share all of our buyers. Right now, we have over 27,796 registered buyers just on my little website looking for homes. And you know what? Typically, I can match at least 100 of those to any home. We also have cash buyers. So if you are thinking of making a move and you'd like us to match our buyers with your home, give us a call at 719-301-3900 or go to barbhasthebuyers.com. Richard?
You're listening to Your Real Estate Voice. That's Barb Schlinker. She's the host of the program and the proprietor of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. And if you're thinking of making a move, call Barb at 719-301-3900 or visit barbhasthebuyers.com. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll be discussing what home sellers want from their real estate agents when they're selling their house. Barb's got that answer when we come back.